Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us today on this an important episode where we're going to look at some important updates regarding Cloud Sonnet 4.5 model. Before I begin, my name is Babagana Yahya Minu, and I'm your host for today. And together with me, I have Ibrahim Hamisu, who is our humble guest today. And Ibrahim Hamisu is a software developer working for BBG and Soft Technology. So I will allow Ibrahim to introduce himself, his experiences, and what he does. Ibrahim, over to you and welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you, Babagana. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ibrahim Hamisu. I'm a software developer working with BBG and Soft Technologies. I'm happy to be here with you all to share my experience and for us to explore the new Sonnet 4.5 for Cloud Code. I hope you enjoy your time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ibrahim, for that quick introduction. And it's well appreciated that you join us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to review what cloud is all about. So, for those of you that are new to AI and also especially AI for coding and software development, agents, and so on, and for those of you that are new to this channel, and this our platform. I welcome all of you to this important platform. So for today, we are going to introduce an important update that Anthropic, the makers of Cloud Code, they have several models such as Hiko, Sonnet, and Opus. So currently, Anthropic has released an update of a newest, strongest model. This is the best model currently out there in terms of agentic coding and in terms of computer use. And this model is no other than Cloud Sonnet 4.5. So, why this particular model is significant? These are some of the things we're going to look at. And then we are to also, as well, introduce to you some of the most important products that Anthropic has released on the 29th of September. And currently, the Cloud Sonnet is the best coding model, and this is significant to the world. So, if we look at the software engineering benchmark, we can see how this model compares to other models. There are three core models that Anthropic has: Sonnet 4.5, Opus 4.1, which is the most expensive model that Anthropic currently has, then the Sonnet 4, and then you can see how this newest, strongest model, Sonnet 4.5, compares to other models, such as Opus 4.1, which is expensive, then the Sonnet 4, and this particular Sonnet 4.5 with the same price is scoring 77.2%. And the benchmark that software engineering team has made is for a model to achieve 82%. And currently, Sonnet 4.5 have outweigh all the other two models that Anthropic has, plus GPT-5 Codex, plus GPT-5, and Gemini 2.5 Pro. This model is the most strongest model out there. But not only that, if we look at the benchmark parameters, for example, in terms of agentic coding, this particular model, as we said, it has code 72 to 77.2%. Opus is at 74%. And then the least, which is Gemini 2.5 Pro, is at 67.2%. And we can see in terms of agentic terminal coding, agentic tool use, this model is rocking the system. And most importantly, when it comes to computer use, the OS world has reported that this model is now the best in terms of operating your computer. What this means and how significant it is, it shows that the Claude Sonnet 4.5 is able to be given tasks to perform tasks. That means it can perform entirely autonomous tasks in such as writing emails, such as reading documents, such as even developing documents, copying files, executing and organizing data in Excel, performing analysis, all autonomously. That means it can operate a computer. It just like you have a company or you have a workplace where you have a new employee, and as the new employee is resuming, you give that employee a computer and ask the employee to execute task. What your in terms of the operations that you do in your own company or at your own establishment. So what that particular new employee will do in terms of starting up the computer, opening other operating system folders, using other application software application packages that are on the system, performing all of these tasks, this particular model is capable of doing that. And currently, this is the only model that is scoring a rocking 61.4% in terms of this. But that is not only that. This model is currently the best when we look at performing financial, activities. So this model is currently the best when it comes to doing that, and when it comes to challenges that has to do with law, this model is rocking, and it has a context window of about 16,000 thinking memory. But that is not only that. In terms of this release, this particular model has a memory tool. It means that you can actually control what goes into the context. I'm sure Ibrahim is going to elaborate on that. When it comes to medicine related tasks, this model is number one. When it comes to STEM, this model is number one, followed by Opus 4.1. Even though Opus is five times expensive than Sonnet 4.5. This is amazing, guys. So for the purpose of today's session, what we're going to look at how Sonnet 4.5. One important thing that I did not mention is that can you can actually spin up Sonnet 4.5 and the perform tasks for 30 hours with a task. It means that it can run autonomously for 30 good hours. Super. You cannot get any coder or programmer that will sit behind the screen and be coding 247 365 for 30 hours. Is never possible. So this particular agent is able to do that. This particular model is able to perform tasks at that particular level. So this is one of the important update that Anthropic has released. Second product that they have released is called the Cloud Agent SDK. It means previously this particular SDK is called Claude Code SDK, but however, users of this particular product have been using this particular product for non-coding tasks. You will see such as chief marketing officer, chiefs, content developers, and data scientists and other people that are not doing coding are using this. So that's why Anthropic see it deemed fit to rename and rebrand this product. It's now called Cloud Code, Cloud Agent SDK. And what this means is this model has some problem on how agents should manage memory across running tasks and how to handle permission in the system. And it means that with this SDK, developers have the opportunity to create a massive army of agents without the need to use cloud code. So you can actually develop systems, software, different types of packages, and you can have Cloud Code right inside your software performing different tasks. So it means that we can build smarter and more beautiful, more agentic softwares. That is not the most important one. That is a research preview that Cloud Code has released. And this one I'm going to show you is gonna blow off your mind. I'm very sure you're gonna like it. They call it Cloud Imagine. The Cloud Imagine is that it enables you to just imagine software, and you will see Cloud generate that software on the go before your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to blow off your mind. When I was trying out this feature, it's blow off my mind. And this feature is only available to 1,000 people across the globe that are on the max plan. So thankfully, we have a max plan. I have a max plan, and I was able to try this. It's amazing, guys. And we're going to see how this particular feature works. Ibrahim, what do you think of these three products?
I think they are all great, especially the Imagine. I also tried it and it was mind blowing, especially the way you can go into the future, doing everything using AI and it will feel like as if you are in the future, it will make you feel as if you are not imagining things. You are imagining, AI is imagining, but as if like you are not imagining. So it's very interesting to use. Sure, everyone is going to like it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Ibrahim. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we go into the next thing, I want to encourage you to drop your comments, and we're gonna answer your questions. Drop your comments, drop your questions in the chat box, either on YouTube, YouTube, my YouTube Amino, or on Instagram, Senior HM3, and then or you follow us on TikTok, bagana.y.amino, or on Facebook, we have Ibrahim Hamisu, and also my own Facebook page, Babagana Abinu. You can all drop your questions there. We should be able to pick up your questions, and we'll be able to answer them at the end, at the last tail end of this particular session. I'm very sure you don't want to miss anything from here. So, before I throw the button to Ibrahim, I'm going to now present to you what this Cloud Imagine future is all about. This is amazing, guys. So, for you to access the Imagine future, as you can see from Ibrahim's side, you can see when you have a max plan, and it is only available, even if you're on max plan, it is only available to 1,000 people. So we've already subscribed to this research, and then we have access to it. So Ibrahim is currently showing you that. I mean, we using Ibrahim's account. So right now, as you click on that, the Imagine Cloud will now prepare the environment for you. Then all you need to do is to click on let's go. So the very first thing you're gonna see is that you are going to see a screen just like a desktop, and then you have a chat input here where you can actually make your input. And beautifully here, you can just imagine any crazy stuff. And let me give you one of the most important tell you one of the most important use cases of this. Let's assume you want to perform a task, or you want a software that can do a particular thing for you. What this particular feature gives you opportunity to do is that you can just rightly type in that, and then you will see it being created right before your eyes. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to select what type of software can you think of. Ibrahim, can you suggest any software that you want to develop and currently is not available? Ibrahim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you come again?
Yeah. So I'm sure you can see my screen. So I was saying that, okay, so apologies in the loss in transmission. So I was saying that if you want to access the cloud imagine, you go to the bottom right as you click on it, then it should now bring you here where you're going to click on let's go, and then you're going to see your desktop. So from at the bottom here, you have where you can now type, right? So as you imagine the software you want, you can just type in that. So Ibrahim, can you like give me any software that you want to develop? Perhaps you want to perform a task, but that software maybe is expensive, you cannot buy it, or you don't want to go through the stress of downloading it, and then you can just imagine and then cloud just build it on the fly for you.
So what I'm thinking is if I can get a software that can generate images just like ChatGPT, DL AI, you know.
All right, that can generate pictures just like Dolly, right? Using prompt. All right, so let's see that. So as you can see right now, I just type a simple prompt. Okay, so DALI E is a model that generates pictures based on what user wants, and you can see right now, be just right on my screen, I can see this particular software being developed for me. You can see currently we have a screen where we need to type in our prompt, and then it gives us a text box, and then we have the style that we need to select, the size, and generate image. But right now, none of this thing is working, especially the button. What this is gonna do for me is that as I click on generate image, the terminal is already listening to actions that I'm going to perform. So if I click on generate image, the button is not working, but the software will now build that functionality for me. You can see right at the bottom, it says user clicked, and then it will identify what I clicked because I clicked on generate image. Now it's telling me that it's generating image. So it is now building that functionality for me right now as I imagine it. So if that is anything that is not proper for me, I can just go ahead and then change the prompt of what I want, and then that is going to be done for me. But right now, you can see it has generated an image, and I have it here, and it tells me generated image complete a serene landscape with mountain at sunset because it's used the sample prompt that is there. So here I can actually also write a prompt, generate image of a Hausa man. Oh, thank you. I love Hausa. After Makkah and Medina, then Katsina, right? So Ibrahim Hausa man at the beach front, right? At the beach front. So let's see if it's gonna generate this image. So you can see as I clicked, this particular software is gonna do that, and so it has built all the things I want. So this is right on the fly, and we can try and generate another type of piece of software that we want. But this is amazing. You can see, so it has built a software that we can use. So this is still at research stage, it's still experimental, right? So it's gonna do that for me, and in the future we'll be able to use this software, save it in our computer, and then finally we can put it to use. This is amazing, guys, and most importantly, let us now develop another piece of software. For example, let's internet or podcast. Now it's gonna somebody that podcast through the internet to start searching this particular software. I mean, this particular emerged, and it is building that system for me. It says podcast scraper search topic, so I need to provide the podcast name or the topic. So based on the topic, then it can do that search, and it should be able to tell me, let's say technology, for example. So because right now the search button is not working, but as I click, it will say user clicked, and then it will build the functionality that needs to happen when that particular button is clicked. Right now, this particular software, I mean, it's gonna make call to the internet and it's gonna return result. So it's gonna build the interface how the results should you should actually display for the user. So this is how it's gonna be, and I can decide to tell the cloud imagine what needs to change, the design system that needs to change, and so on and so forth. So all of these are here. For example, right now, as it is building, you can see we have view details. I can decide to click on view details to detect that I have clicked on that button. The button is not yet working, but this particular system is gonna build that particular functionality where we see the details about that particular podcast. And perhaps if I want to listen to any recent episode, I can click on that. And then, for example, if I say open in YouTube or in Spotify, it will build all of that functionality for me. I don't have to write a single line of code. All of this is coming from my own imagination. How cool is this? So I can't wait for Anthropic to finally release this product. Ibrahim, what do you think about this product?
I think it's going to be a game changer. I hope they release it soon so that everyone can try it. Not just Max users, any other user.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. So, Ibrahim, right now, I'm going to turn to you because from now on, you're going to drive us throughout the demonstration, the walkthrough of what you have for us. So, Ibrahim, what you have for us now is over. So, I am back to you. The session is now yours.
Okay, thank you, Abagana. Good evening once again, everyone. So, in my own session, I'm going to do a live walkthrough of what we call Cloud Code. And without Cloud Code, we are going to explore the updated Cloud Sonnet 4.5 and how it works. And specifically, we are going to work with sub agents. Okay. So, Babagana, I'm going to bring you back just for a few minutes. If you can explain to us what Cloud sub agent is and how it works, just briefly.
You very much. So, Ibrahim, thank you very much for that particular, question. So, sub agents are agents that will help. I mean, Cloud Code has is the master agent, right? And then when we talk about sub agents are these agents that can perform specific tasks when given tasks by the user. So the user can actually do a lot of other things in terms of assigning this simple small tasks that the cloud code can perform. But cloud code as a super agent can perform all of these tasks, but specialized processes can be delegated to specialized agents.
Okay, thank you very much. And I hope you can see my screen. Is my screen visible?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So, thank you for that wonderful explanation, Babagana. So, like you explained, we are going to go through the cloud code, and what we are going to start with are the subagents. And you have already done justice to it. So, what you are seeing on my screen is Visual Studio Code. So, for us to run cloud code, we need either an IDE, what we call integrated development environment, or you can use your terminal. If you are using MacBook or if you are using Windows, you can use your command prompt. Okay, so but for me, I like using it through my IDE, which has terminal access to it, and my IDE that I'm using is Visual Studio Code. So when you have Visual Studio Code installed on your PC, you can use two ways to install Cloud Code. The first way is to install it through extensions, which we can find here as I'm showing it on my screen. You can see extensions. So you can come to extension and then you search on cloud. And this is the first option, or the first result that you see, Cloud Code for VS Code, which of course is built by Anthropic. You click on it, then you can install it. It's just straightforward. You click on install it, and then you'll be able to launch it. And how do you launch it? You can see here where I'm pointing now, you can see the cloud logo. So you just come and click on it, and then it will open a sidebar for you in your VS Code, and then it will launch the Cloud Code terminal inside your VS Code. So this is very straightforward. The second option is also straightforward, but it's more like those that know how to do programming and all of that. But it's not that complicated. It's just using a command inside your terminal using npm. So there is a guide that Cloud has already put on their website, which you can use npm to install Cloud Code. So these are the two ways that you can install Cloud Code. But the first option that I demonstrated to you, you can only access it through the Visual Studio Code, while the second option using npm, you can access it globally through your terminal. Okay, so those are the two options that we have. So without wasting much time, uh, like I said, I'm going to use my VS Code for us to see the features of this Cloud Code Sonnet 4.5 and what have you. So, like what we're gonna explain about the sub-agents, you can see by using sub-agents, that means we'll no longer be able to, we will not be needing to switch between different AI tools. For example, if you want to do something, you have to find another AI agent like ChatGPT or Google, Gemini, or whatever. Using one system, AI tool like Cloud, you can create different sub agents that can be doing different tasks at the same time. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create a new folder, which I've already done it on my desktop, and I named the folder Cloud Walkthrough. And in that Cloud Walkthrough folder, I have only one file, which is online shoppers intention.csv. It's a CSV file. I'm going to explain this file later on. We are going to use it. But before then, I want us to go through a very simple task that we'll be using Cloud Code to do. So by the right hand side, you can see my terminal. And inside this terminal, I'm going to, launch my Cloud Code so that you can start using it. And how do you do that? You simply type Cloud. That is after you have successfully installed Cloud using your terminal using npm. You come to your terminal and then you type Cloud and then you press on enter. So you can see the first thing that it asks me is whether I trust this folder. So since this is a new folder, I just created this folder for the purpose of this live session. So I will click on enter, which is on the yes, proceed. If I don't trust the folder, I will scroll down and then click on no. But since I created the folder, it's just a warning. Cloud Code may read, write, or execute files contained in this directory. This can pose security risks. So only use files from trusted sources. So I will agree and click on yes. Okay. All right. So you can see it's telling me welcome back, Ibrahim. So the reason it's telling me this is because I'm already logged in. But if you are a new user, you have not used it before, it might ask you to log in. So you log in and then it will authenticate you through the browser, and then it will return you back to your terminal, and then it will tell you welcome back. Okay. So this is the first step. So the second step, what we are going to do is we are going to create a project that is going to do research. To going to do a research, and then it's going to create a social media tool that can create different posts for us, so that we can use that to um, build content to post on our social media after making the research. And then it can also give us a prompt where we can go to uh, maybe any other image generation tool, or even the Cloud Code itself. It has some tools that it can use to generate images for us, so that we can use that image and then post it on social media using the caption. I'm sure you have seen the banner, or the banner for this live session that we are currently holding, that is generated using AI. Okay, so this is just a simple project that we are going to do. So, but before I do that, like Baba gonna explain for the agents, instead of using the master agent to do all of these things, what we are going to do is to create sub agents, so that we can, uh, you know, make the task easy. So create sub agents that will be doing all of the defined tasks that are been broken down. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to my terminal, and then I will type on slash, and then I will type agents. So these are options. Cloud Code has so many options that you can choose from. So what I'm going to choose is agents. You can see it highlighted agents. So I'm going to click on enter, and you can see it says no agents found. Create specialized sub-agents that Cloud can delegate to. Each sub-agents have its own context window, custom system prompt, and specific tools. So what this means is that when you create a sub-agent, it's going to act as its own master agent. Okay, so it's going to run individually. It's not going to, be doing any other tasks that you have not assigned to it. For example, if we create a sub agent that is going to do web research, that sub agent will only focus on web research and do only web research. So it's not going to be any other task that is outside that context. Okay. So I'm going to select the paste option, which is create a new agent. Click on enter, and then I have two options. Do I want this agent to only work on this project, or do I want it to be personal? If I choose on personal, that means this agent is going to be global on my computer. I can call it from anywhere in my any other project. While if I select on the paste option, which is the project, it's going to only be enabled for this project. Okay, so I will go with the project option. I'll click on enter. Then the next step is for me to choose whether I want this new agent to be generated using cloud, or I want to configure it manually. So even when you are creating your a sub agent, you can still use cloud to generate the prompt for what that sub agent is going to do. So for me, all I'm going to do is to give it a brief description of what I want the sub agent to do. And then when I click on enter, it's going to use the cloud code, and then it will generate the prompt for what that sub agent is going to do. Okay, so let me click on generate with cloud. Now it's asking me to describe what this sub agent will do, when it should be used, and then it's telling me to be comprehensive for the best results. Okay, so I'm going to tell it what I want it to do. Like I mentioned earlier, I want to create three agents. The first one is the research agent, which is going to do a web search and make research based on the type of post that I want to make, or the topic that I'm interested in. And then the second agent will be the social media agent, which will now use the result from the first agent, to come up with social media captions and so on, to post on my social media. Then the last agent will now create a visual, something like a banner, or it can give me even a prompt, which I can go to another AI and generate a visual that I can post on my social media. So let me start with the first agent. So I'm going to tell this sub agent that you are a research specialist, research specialist, okay, and then I will tell it that your job is to find. So now I'm going to, it says I should be as comprehensive as possible for best results. So I'm going to define some keywords. I want the sub agent's job to be is to find number one, I want it to find accurate, you know, current, comma, reliable information. Okay, and I want it to output all the responses in so I can uh, define a color for it. I want to use cyan color so that since we are going to have multiple sub agents, we can use that color coding, to differentiate which sub agent is running. We are going to see it live when we are trying to run the sub agent. Okay, formatting. Then I will say return the findings as bullet points. Okay, so after it makes the research and it finds its responses, I want to display the responses or return the responses as bullet points. Okay, not paragraph. So I'll now click on enter. You can see it says generating agent from description. So now what the prompt that I give it, Cloud is now taking that my own prompt and then using Cloud AI to generate another prompt which will now be used for that sub agent. Okay, so it's generating. Let's wait for it to finish. So you can see it's done, and then it's now asking me to create a new agent. So you can see if I want to disable some options, I want it to have access to all tools, read only tools, edit tools, execution tools, ncp tools, and so on. So I want it to have option to all the tools. Okay, so I'll just click on continue. Now it's asking me which model do I want to use. So because we are using Sonnet, even though Sonnet consumes a lot of tokens, you know, but since that is what we want to do, now we want to use it, the latest model. So I'm going to select on Sonnet, and then now I will specify the color. So I want to select this color, then I'll click on enter. So you can see this is it. This is the name of the agent, research specialist. This is just a preview where the location where it is stored, the tools, which is all tools, the model, which is Sonnet, description, use this agent to, and so on and so on that I provided earlier. So this is the system prompt. So you can see the prompt that Claude Code generated for this sub agent based on the master prompt that I gave it earlier. It's now transformed it to you are an elite research specialist with expertise in information gathering, source evaluation, and knowledge synthesis. Your mission is to provide accurate, current, and reliable information on any topic requested. So you can see this was generated based on the earlier prompt that I gave to the system. So now I'm going to click on S, which is to save, so that I save this agent. And you can see here by the left hand side in my VS Code, you can see a new folder has been created, which is .cloud/agents, and this is the research specialist agent that has been created. A lot of information there. I'm just going to close it, and then we move to the next agent. Okay, so next is to create another new agent, and then okay, so let me create the new another agent generate with Cloud. So this is for the social media. Okay, so let me create it. So I will now give it the code, the prompt. I will now say you are a social media specialist. Transform research. So now what I want it to do is to transform the research based on the first sub-agent. So transform research into, let's say, into engaging posts for, let's say, Twitter, or let me say slash X, since we know it, some know it at X, Twitter, X, comma, Instagram, Facebook, and so on. The maximum, I want it to be maximum of 280 characters. That is for the okay for the caption, and then I would also say include 2 to 3 hashtags. So because we need hashtags, and then the output should be in blue color formatting. Remember, the first one was in a cyan color. This one we need it in blue color. Okay. So let me press enter. Then it will generate the prompt. So let's wait for it. So it's generating. It's generating from the description I gave it. So the new agent, I want access to all tools. So I'll press enter. Okay, choose Sonnet just like we did before, and then I will choose blue color. Okay, so this is what it gave me. So let's go through it. So this agent, when you need to transform research articles, findings, or any content into engaging social media posts optimized for Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and so on. So let me save it, and then I'll create the last one. Okay, so this one is the visual content creator. So I will say you are a visual content creator. Visual content creator. Generate prompt. So we want it to give us prompts. Description for social media posts based on the captions and hashtags. Okay, press enter. So to generate the prompt. So it's generating. Let's wait for it to finish. And we are doing the last one because we only have three. We're only going to create 3 sub-agents. Okay, access to all tools, continue, Sonnet. So let's give it green color. Okay, see. So I'm going to go out. Now I've created 3 agents. Okay, so remember what we did is just to create an agent, which that agent will be used doing the real task. Okay, so now we are going to do the real task. So I'm going to create content about AI news. Okay, we're going to create content about AI news. So initially, if we are going to do that, where we will be using the master agent. So the master agent will be doing the research, the media post generator, the visual prompt generator, and all of that at the same time. Okay. But now with sub agent, the master agent will now distribute these tasks to these agents, and these agents will only work based on their speciality, and then when they are done, they will return to the master agent. Okay. So I'm going to say create social media content, okay, about the, let's say, latest develop development in AI video generation. Okay, now watch the magic happens. Just watch. So you can see it says, I will help you create social media content about the latest development in AI video creation generation. Let me use the research specialist agents. So can you see? Because now it detects that we have agents in this our project directory. It's now saying that it's going to use the research specialist agent to gather current reliable information first, then transform it to engaging social media posts. Can you see? Just by the agents that we created with the prompts that we gave to it, the master agent have understood what we want to do, and it has identified which agent should work first and then which agent should work next. So that's why it said it was going to use the research specialist agent to do this, and then it will pass it to the next agent to do the rest of the tasks. So do you want to proceed? I will now say yes, or I will now say yes, don't ask again for web search commands, the second option. Okay. So now you can see, and this is the color that we gave, if you remember, that we gave for the research specialist. And the reason for
Apologies for
using this
the
color,
screen.
okay, okay, sorry. So can you see my screen now? Babagana, can you see my screen? Okay, it's still doing the research, it's still doing the research, still doing the research. So let's wait for it to finish. So now, instead of the master agent to just, you know, do the work, it will now give it to the sub agent, and the sub agent will take its time based on its speciality and then do the research. Okay. So you can see, without me doing anything, whatever it gets, it passes it to those the research findings to our social media agent. So now the next agent that is currently working is the social media agent. So it's going to give us prompts for us either to tweet or on Facebook or Instagram and so on. So you can see it's saying, now let me use the social media post creator agent to transform this research into engaging social media content. So you can see, and this is the one with the blue column. So this is just to indicate which agent is running. Okay. So it's also running, it's running. And the most important part of this is they all run simultaneously. Okay. At the same time, it's not sequential. So while this is working, then the next sub agent, which is the green one for the image generator, is now going to give us the description of the image, which we can go and generate image based on it. Okay. So let's wait for it to finish. So this is basically like having three people working at once instead of having one person doing the entire work. So number one is going to save you time, and you are going to have more accurate, tool for you to use. So you can see it says I have created comprehensive social media content about the latest AI video generation developments. The research shows Google Veo 3, released in May 2025, is the breakthrough story. It is the first AI video generator with native audio generation. The content includes: this is for Twitter, 5 variations, all under 280 characters, breaking news angle, market overview format, market focused statistic post, revolution theme, comparison loop. This is for Instagram, this is for Facebook. And all the post highlights the Google Veo 3's native audio, Sora 2 topping App Store in just 72 hours after launch, and then the market growth from $534 million to $2.5 billion by 2032. This is wow. This needs to go on social media definitely. And you can see 62% of marketers cut production time in half. Okay, so the content is ready to post and optimize for engagement on social media. So you can see in just less than some seconds or some minutes, we're able to make a research, get verified information, and also a perfectly uh, caption for us to post on our social media. So what usually should take you 1 or 2 hours, well, now with sub agents, you have other people who can, work for you as an AI agent, and then you can have this in less than a minute. You can just copy it and paste it on your social media. Okay, so now I'm going to give it another task. I'm going to tell it to create a 1 week social media content about let's say different um, three different tech topics. Okay, we want 1 week of social media content about technology topics. Okay, so I will give it some, or let's just leave it like this. Let's press enter. So let's see what it's going to give us, so that at the end of the day we are going to have 1 week worth of content which will just be copying every day and just paste it. Okay, so you can see the first thing it does is it starts with the research specialist. So this research specialist subagent is working. As soon as it's done, it should just at the same time simultaneously pass it to the next subagent. Okay, you can see it did one research in 16 seconds, it did another research in 22 seconds, and so on. So it's still working, still generating.
It's your screen.
Come again.
Okay. So we lost your screen, but I think it's coming back.
Okay, okay. So you can see it's still working, still doing research. Want it to take its time. Okay, so it's still doing research. So you can see how these sub agents work. Take its time. So instead of the master agent to do all of this, now the time has been split into three sub agents which can work simultaneously and do the work instead of one master agent to do it. So this save time, even though you are using AI, but you still cut time depending on the
Can
number
you
of sub.
reshare?
Okay, let me share again. Okay,
Okay, it's back. Mhm.
so you can see the research is done. So let's wait for the next task. So now you can see the next agent has picked up, which is the social media post creator, and is going to create the 1 week content calendar for us. So let's see. So you can see each agent maintains its own context window. It doesn't go out of its context so that they don't interfere with each other. And this, so you can see the research agent, it works alone. That is the first one, and it doesn't get confused by what a social media calendar should do because that is not its main purpose. Its only purpose is to do the research and give us the results. And the social media also doesn't have any business to do with making research and so on. Okay, so let's wait for it to finish. At the end, we are going to have 7 days content for us, and we are going to have it under three tech topics, as well as it's going to be based on complete research citations, posts, social media posts, and so on. So you can see it's done. I've created a comprehensive 7 day social media content calendar covering three diverse tech topics. So the first topic it selected or it covered for us is quantum computing, which includes Google Willow chip, IBM's 2029 fault tolerant roadmap, drug discovery applications. The second one is AI cybersecurity crisis, and the third topic is humanoid robotics. And this is the calendar highlights: 21 total posts across 7 days, even distribution 7 posts per topic, that's 33% each. Platform mix: Twitter 10, Instagram 6, and Facebook 5. And then strategic timing: morning, lunch break, evening, wind down, and so on. And then content variety: shocking statistics, cautionary tales, market analysis, inspirational stories, and so on. Each post is less than 280 characters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it, now I'm going to go back to the master agent, and I will tell it to uh, give me the content in a PDF file. Okay. So now all the content that is created, since we do not ask it to give it to us directly in the terminal, and we do not specify that for the agents. So I'm going to tell now this master agent, since it has all the result from all the three sub agents, it will now make it to us into a PDF file. So let's wait and see. So you can see it's creating a PDF file and it's doing it using Python 3. You can see it's installing some packages for Python, report lab, you know. So let's wait for it to finish. You can see it's saying creating PDF file. So now this is using the master agent, not using the sub agent, because we do not define any sub agent that creates a PDF file. So that means at the end, if we want it to be doing this automatic, we will now go back and create a new sub agent, which after the three previous sub agents are done with all their tasks, then the last sub agent will now pick that and then give it to us in a PDF file or whatever you need to do after that. So it's creating PDF file with social media calendar. So let's wait for it and see. Let's wait for it. Okay, you want to? Yes, I'll click on yes. So what it did is it created a Python script. Can you see it? This is the Python script. So it will use this Python script to create, you can see, to create the PDF. So automatic cloud, the master agent will write this Python code and then it will run the Python code and so that at the end you don't have to even write it to
We
just
lost your
generate. You can see
screen,
it says,
Brian.
okay, let me share it again. Okay, can you see it now? Okay, I'm sure you are seeing it. So it says PDF created successfully, 7-day tech social media calendar.pdf, and the size is just 13 kilobyte, and this is where it is located. And the PDF include the title page with summary statistics, all of the 21 posts on organized by day, Monday to Sunday, each post search time, platform, content type, and full text, strategy summary with distribution breakdowns, professional formatting with color coded sections. So let's open the PDF. So you can see this is the PDF that was created. The title and then the topics, the three topics, if you could recall, and then the total post, 21 posts across 7 days, three topics, seven posts each, and then the platforms and then the distribution. And when we scroll down, you can see the one on Monday, kickstart the week, morning post 7:30 a.m. on Twitter, shocking start hook, Google's and so on up to the last one. You can see we even the hashtag that we told it to create, it has created it. This is the midday post on Instagram and then the evening post on Facebook. So you can see it even give you the time that you are going to post and then the platform you are going to post it on with the hashtag and topic and so on. We have day two, so we have it up to uh, day seven. And at the end, we have the content strategy summary, the topic distribution, the platform breakdown, the posting time strategy, and see morning from 7 to 9 a.m. It has high impact statistics, shocking facts, midday educational warning how to, evening stories, analysis, reflective content, and then weekend, later starts, deeper dives, inspirational, and so on. So this is what Cloud Code did for us, and we did this using the Sonnet model 4.5. Okay, so I can see looking at the time, I'm going to stop here. Then I will invite Mr. Wabagana back. If there is any question, if we have questions, we can take questions. If there's anything that you want to add, you can add. And then after that, we can call it a day. Thank you. And Wabagana, over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim, for this quick demonstration about how to best use AI tools, and we can see how these AI tools are being into use. So I think the next segment of this particular session is to discuss about the best practices, because we are already over time. So, if you will mention quickly, what can you say are the three? Are the three key best practices of using agents?
Okay, thank you. So for me, I will say the biggest or the top three best practices for using sub agents. Number one, narrow specialization over the general purpose agents. I've explained this earlier. What this means is that instead of using one master agent to do everything, when you use sub agents, you are dividing the tasks. Let's say, for example, like what we did. Let's say, for example, you want to create social media content based on tech topics and whatever. So, if you are using the master agent, it's not going to give you accurate content based on what you want to develop. But when you use sub agents, it narrows it down into each sub-agent to have its own context, and it's only going to focus on the context that you give it to use. That is one. Number two, uh, it works explicitly using handoffs. You saw it during the live demonstration. When the first agent pick up, it does its analysis or its research and whatever. Immediately while it's doing the second task, it will not wait, it will just pass it to the second uh, sub agent, which is the handoff. Okay, so the second agent will also start working while the first agent is doing the next task. And when the second sub agent is done with that first task, it will pass it to the third sub agent. So it will keep on working like that. And then by doing that, it also saves you time. Um, and then the last one for me, what I noticed while using this from the previous days and months using this is the isolation, is the testing in isolation that it does. So it tests whatever it does in isolation. You as the user will not even notice that it does that, but whatever it does, it tests it before it gives it to you as an output. So it will keep on testing it and then comparing it to what the content or the context of the sub agent that was defined. Okay, so it will make sure that the context that you define for that sub agent is matching the output that that sub agent is going to give you. If it does not match, then it will retry again. It will keep on retrying until it makes the context of that sub agent that you give it, and then it will give it as an output. So I think these are the top three that I can mention. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim. So, what are your suggestions as a final word in terms of the upcoming developers or upcoming users of AI? Ibrahim, are you there?
Hello. Yeah, can you come again? You say what are the?
Yeah. So, what are your
Mm.
suggestions or recommendations, especially to the upcoming users of AI or developers that are not yet okay using AI?
Okay, so my number one suggestion is you should definitely try AI. And the AI, especially cloud, because cloud is very, or cloud code specifically is very good at coding. Okay, so make sure you try cloud code. And if you don't have the means to do the subscription, you can try the normal cloud code through their website. You can try it. So, but while you are trying it, learn to do the architecture. If you want to build something, don't just go and tell cloud or cloud code to just build something for you. Make sure that you have a piece of paper, for example, design what you want to do, write it down. Make sure that you yourself understand what you want to build. Don't just go directly to the AI and tell it, I want you to build this, I want you to build that. No, make sure that you have your set of goals, what you want the system to achieve, whatever you want to build, what do you want to achieve at the end of the day. Make sure that you have that architecture. And then by that time, when you have that, you yourself, you will be finding it interesting as you're interacting with the AI. Okay. Then number two, I think the another advice is you should become professional in debugging your systems that you are building with AI, because AI might not give you what you want at the end of the day. Depending on how you prompt it, that's how it's going to give you your system. So make sure that you follow it step by step. If it makes a mistake, it's not how you expect it to be. Make sure that you follow it step by step, check the prompt, and so on, and then follow it step by step. Tell it to, this is how I expect this to function, and all of that. So make sure that you master how to debug your systems. Okay. And another thing is uh, you can use other AIs to generate your prompts before giving it to Cloud or Cloud Code. Okay. For example, you can go to ChatGPT and tell it to give you a prompt that you want to use an AI system that does software development. This is what you want to develop. Make sure you mention all the things that you want to achieve in your system. Then you can tell ChatGPT to give you a prompt. Then you can take that prompt, tailor it to your need, and then you can give it to uh, the Cloud Code to build it for you. When you do that, you notice that there is a difference, because the way ChatGPT will give you the prompt will not be the same way that you or yourself will come up with your own prompt. So I think these are the uh, advice that I have. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Ibrahim, for joining this session today. And we are very appreciative of what you are able to demonstrate. And looking forward to having you again on this platform. For our audience, don't hesitate to drop your questions even after this session, and then we should be able to pick them up and reply to you. And thank you all that have joined, and looking forward to having you again soon. Thank you and good night.